Hi Priyanka.
Hi.
Just you and me, nobody else is joining in.
Yeah, I guess. They will join later on. So I'll start the
Okay.
session.
Okay.
Hello all. Welcome to www.bspsolutions.com. In this series of planning tickets, today we're going to see the following data management tickets. The first one, we have to load trial balance, and it is available in debit credit format. Okay. So let me give you a brief on trial balance first, so that you understand the problem statement over here. Basically, a trial balance, it is a summary of all ledger balances, and it is used to check for errors and ensure that the books are balanced. It has two columns, debit and credit, and the total of each column should be equal. Now, companies initially record their business transactions in bookkeeping accounts within the general ledger. Depending on the kinds of business transactions that have occurred, accounts in the ledgers could have uh, they could have been debited or credited during a given accounting period before they are used in a trial balance worksheet. Furthermore, some accounts may have been used to record multiple business transactions. Now, as a result, the ending balance of each ledger account, as shown in the trial balance worksheet, it is the sum of all debits and credits that have been entered to that account based on all related business transactions. At the end of an accounting period, the accounts of asset, expenses, or loss, these should all have a debit balance, and the accounts of liability, equity, revenue, or gain should each have a credit balance. So we are given extract of a trial balance in the problem statement, and this is in this format that you can see on the screen. We have debit balances and we have credit balances, and we have to load this through data management.
Priyanka, what is the ticket number we are working on?
We are working on 146, I guess. Okay, so we will go directly to the extract of the trial balance that we have given, and here are some of the assets and some of the liabilities accounts. Now, basically this is mixture. Okay, we will not be provided assets account separately, or maybe liabilities. All the, if I have just showed you, this is the entire trial balance, all the accounts. Equity, you can see capital is there, drawings, then assets, sales, machinery, and liabilities, everything, purchase, return. So everything, all the accounts of all the nature, they are provided in the trial balance. We have been provided with the credit and the debit balances. Now we have already created the metadata, so we are aware which are the assets accounts and which are the liabilities accounts. First column, I have all the accounts. These are mixture of assets and liabilities, as I've already said you. Then I have entity. Then this is the amount column. Okay, and this is given in credit and debit format. Okay, so in the application I have logged in as administrator. This is the planning application. Firstly, for data management, we're going to set up the source and the target application. For that, we go to data exchange in application. So under action tab, you see applications. Here we're going to create the source and the target application. Click on this icon. First is data source. We have been provided with the flat file, so our type would be here. We're going to choose the file. We'll give a name, file1, and okay, so the source application has been registered. Now we're going to create the target application. So category here would be EPM local. We take EPM local because data management is available on the same platform where the planning application is. That is why EPM local we take. The name of the application is Vision. We're going to take Q plan 1 and prefix is optional. So if you see, this is our data source file 1 and this is our target application Vision plan 1. Now when I click on this Vision plan 1 application, I get all the dimensions over here. You can see all the dimensions, and this I'm going to create import format for all these dimensions. Now here I will be adding one more dimension, which is lookup. The classification, dimension classification would be lookup, because this I'm doing because I have got two amount columns, and I will name it as amount X, and here I have to provide the UDI for it. Basically this is a distinct unique identification I'm providing. See, 1, 2, 3 is already been provided, and account and entity by default when the application is configured, these identifications are already provided. This dimension I have just created, so for this I will provide. I will take UD4. Okay, so whichever is available, like if like 4 was have been occupied by scenario, I would have taken it as 5th. So now I will save this. So in such type of trial balance, if such type of trial balance come when where you have debits and credits given separately, you have to create one dimension which is amount, and this you create because we are having two amount columns. So save this. So this is the one that we have created. Okay, now we'll close all these windows, and here we'll go to data. From navigator we'll go to data management. First are the setup tasks. We've already performed source target application registration, and now we will start import format. So we have to create a new import format. I will give the name as TB trial balance underscore IMF import format. Source is file 1, target is plan 1.
We can create import format from from data exchange
Yes,
also,
you
right?
can create from there also. You can do the entire thing what we are doing here from there itself, from data exchange. File type
Okay,
would be
because
delimited numeric data. All these are available. The method, the way to go there, navigation is little different. You should be
yeah,
aware of the navigation, and you can do all these tasks from there, even the data load.
yeah. I'm aware of this way. I'm not aware of the other way.
Okay, no issues. We have other tickets of data management, so we will use that method in the coming sessions.
Okay.
First one is account. Okay, so I have my file account there in the first column. We have two amount. Okay, first amount we'll take this one. This is there in the third column. Amount X is appearing here because we have provided in the dimensions we have added, through lookup we have added, so this is coming here. This is the second amount that we are taking. This is the debit amount which we will take. So this is in the fourth column. Entity is in the second column. These now see, these are not there. These dimensions are not there, so I will give a random file number, column number to them. I'll give them 2, and here I'll provide the expression because these are not there in my file that I'm loading. And so for these dimensions which are not there in the file, I will give a random column number as well as the member where I'm loading this data. So here we have mapped all the dimensions. We have provided the structure of our file. Import format, through import format we provide the structure of our file. And this is different from the import format mapping that we do. Okay, the data load mapping that we do, there also we get the dimensions, but this is different. Here there we will map with the target. Here we are just telling the structure of the source file. Now we will create the location. Choose your target application and then here click on add to create a new location, tb underscore loc. Attach the import format. Okay, save this. Now we're going to create the logic group. Okay, sorry. This is my second ticket. We need not create the logic group in this. Okay, we are done with this. Oh. Okay, so we have created the import format and we have created the location. Okay, now we will go to workflow and here we will give the data load mapping. So here the POV has been selected. uh, I will change the period.
To upload the mapping, you don't need to change the period.
Yeah, I'm aware, but there are other users also who are doing the mapping. So uh, to be precise, I'm changing the period because if this period, if it is not allowed, if this is, I have not checked in the application, if like this is closed, I won't be able to show you the results. We will not be able to input on these figures. And I will change the category over here. So for each of the dimensions, I'm going to provide light mapping, which would be star to star mapping. That is, whatever is there in the source should will exactly match the target. This is because we are taking this mapping over here because we have already created the accounts, and the accounts which is there in the file, they equally resembles the one in the target. So that is why for account I am taking star to star mapping. Will provide certain rule number name over here and save this. See, as such amount doesn't come in the mapping, but here we have taken a separate dimension which is amount x. So we that is why it is coming in the data load mapping. Again we are going to make star like mapping, and here we are going to provide SQL script. Now here through this icon edit script, I'm going to provide the script for this mapping. Now this is the script that we're going to use. I will tell you what is this script about. Now we have taken UD4. Okay, so here I will change this to UD4 first, and the script is like this is we going to use the script, and the case we have given the case. Okay, the case is when the account, now this is the commands of the script, so you have to follow the same commands over here. So if the account like 2%, per c2 means, here if you see the account, whenever it starts, whichever starts with 2, the first line is for all those accounts which are starting with 2. That is why we have taken 2%. Percent means variable. So if if this sort of mapping is there, it means account is starting with 2. Then then uh, what it will do, it will do amount minus, now which is amount, this is amount, okay, this is my amount and this is my D column is amount X. So amount X, or you can see UD4. Okay, this I'm writing here as this would be UD4, because see, we have created amount X dimension and we have provided its the identification as UD4. So uh, for all those accounts which are starting with 2, then the calculation it will do, it is that amount column, this is amount minus UD4. Okay, and for all those account like 1%, means it will be starting with 1, and percent is the variable. You can have n number of alphanumeric or maybe just numeric figures after 1, whatever, it is not concerned, but 1% it means it will be starting with 1. Then what calculation it will follow? Then it will do UD4 minus amount, that is D column minus C column. Otherwise, see, right now we have just 1 and 2 starting. In case we have other account ID starting with maybe 3 or any number, so for all others it will do UD4 minus amount. Now if I if you follow this, we will take the first line. For all the ones who are starting with 2, what it will follow? Amount means column C minus column D. So for all these, and for all of 1%, this is 1%, it will follow UD4 minus amount, means debit minus credit. So when we're going to load this data, right? When we load this data, we're not going to see this result, we will going to see this result in the smart view. This is what the ticket about, that you will be given amount in credits and debits, but you cannot load two amounts for one account. You have to have one closing balance. So this is how closing balance is derived. For this you have to have a functional knowledge, as well as you have to study the file thoroughly to create this formula. Now this is not a fixed formula, like uh, let's say this is 2% and 1% I have taken, because for this respected with this case scenario. In case if you have here one you have a series of assets, uh, see, all these starting with 1 are assets and starting with 2 are liabilities. That is why we are following this. For liability we have to have a credit balance. That is why we are doing credit minus debits. For assets you have to have a debit balance. That I have already told you when I was giving the brief about the trial balance. So for that we are doing debit minus credit. In case you don't get this sort of series, you get certain series like your assets are, let's suppose,
Priyanka, I understand this. That's okay. You can
okay,
move
but
on.
there are other users also who have joined us. So for the
Oh, really?
benefit of all the users, we are going live. So we are live right now. So for the benefits of all the
Okay.
listeners, I'm
Okay, okay.
describing this. Okay,
I'm sorry. I was not aware of that. Sorry.
it's okay. let's suppose we have certain series where asset series are like this. Okay, if you see the sequence over here, okay, make this as 3 so that you don't get confused. Okay, these are assets and I will make certain liabilities over here. Let's suppose I've taken random example. Okay, these are assets, these are liabilities. In such case, first study the file that you have received, study the chart of accounts and see the sequence how the assets and liabilities chart of accounts is created. In this case, how will you like write this? Because with if you take 2%, I have taken this 2% for liabilities. So in this case, my assets as well as liabilities both are starting with 2. So in these case, what you will do, I will just copy this script over here. So it will be when account, like what is beneficial, like when if you see this kind of a series, and you cannot write this script because assets are also starting with 2 and even liabilities, you have a mixture. So rather than this, what you do, you make it as percent 5 percent 5. And for the assets, or sorry, for the liabilities here, what will you do, you will make it as percent 0. So bottom line is our percentage is variable. This way the script will change. In case you follow you see the sequence, if the first digit is in sequence, then you can provide the script that I am providing. In case you see the last digits are in series, then you can have this kind of formula. So here we're going to write the script. So this is the script. I have copied it completely, and I've changed all UDs. Initially it was something else. Now since I have created the amount X in UD4, okay, so here I've changed the uh, amount X. Now this is done. Save this. Okay, now we'll provide mapping for the other dimensions also. We'll follow star to star like mapping for all the other dimensions. And those dimensions which are not there, will provide the name of the member in the target values.
Priyanka, will you please share the script?
Yeah, we'll do that at the end of the session.
Thank you.
So version I've provided, product, wait, Product, I'm giving the member name because it is not there in my file. This is base data. Entity is there, so I have provided star to star mapping. And data we don't provide. Amount X, we have provided the script. And for account, again we have done star to star mapping. Now we'll create the rule, data load rule. TB underscore DLR, category is current, attach the import format. Save this. Here upload, first upload the file. You can either upload it to the inbox over here. Here in the inbox also you can upload it. You can create the folder of your name. Okay, from here also you can upload it, or straight away you can upload. This is the file I have uploaded. Select this file. Now you can see it is coming here. Save this. Now from this execute tab you will import and export. So first I will import from source, okay, and place it on the staging area. This is the staging area. I can do both of them together. I'm doing it separately. This is the period that we've taken. And import mode, this we take it as replace. Append we take when we the data is already there and we want to add more data. So okay, click on run. A process ID is generated. R is 61. Okay, you can see the process detail with the help of this process ID. Refresh it. So this has been done. Now here you can see in data load workbench you can see the data that you have loaded. You can check from here whether this is source entity, this is target entity, this is source account, this is target account. You can basically check from here whether what you are loading is going exactly where you want to load. Now you see source amount X, okay, and this is amount, this is target amount, and here amount, you see, you can see amount over here. Now let me first export it. I can do it from here also, and or else I can go back to data load rule also. So I'll just, since we are here, I'll click on export from here only. Again here we want to replace data, and execution mode would be online. Click on OK. This has been exported, and now okay, you can see the source amount over here and the amount. This is different. We will check this. We will go to our smart view, and here I have taken the same members that's in my file. I will show you. I have taken 1210, 1310. First three are assets, and then I have taken 3 of the liabilities. These are the same accounts, and rest of the POV is same. Entity is 110. This is okay. Now here I will refresh the sheet, and we will check the figures. Now you see, this is what we want. 1500, this column I'm talking about. 1500, this is the difference. 12,000, 8,000, 7,500, 16,000. So this is what is loaded. 1210 was having 1 credit figure and one debit figure. Being asset, okay, I will show you, here I will change the alias so that you get to know that which one is asset and which is the liabilities. So here account receivable, other receivable, interest receivable, these are all assets. Then I have taken short term debts, accounts payable, accrued expense, these are all liabilities. So for all the assets we have to have the debit balance. So it is always debit minus credit. It is not necessary that you will have it as positive figure. It could also happen that you know sometimes credit side is higher, there are negative closing balances also, but the rule, this is what you have to follow for the assets and liabilities. So this is how we solve uh, tickets like this when you get trial balances and it is in debit credit format. Coming to the second one, calculate commission. Sales commission we have to calculate. This sales commission, this should be 10% of the sale, okay, while loading data using data management. So when we are loading the data we have to calculate this sales commission. Now in such type of tickets it is I mean assume, like by default this is understandable that since we have to calculate it while loading data, it means this sales commission account doesn't exist in the target. So for such, see, if it would have been there in the target, there for such these are all driver based accounts commissions, GPs, okay, they are uh, KPIs in the system. So for all such accounts we have the formula already. So whenever we would have loaded sales figure, sales commission would have got calculated all as per the member formula provided. But since the ticket is saying you have to calculate while loading data, so then it is uh, logical estimation that we do not have such member in the target. So for all those we use logical account. Now logical account, it is a concept used primarily within data management and business rules to simplify the handling and transformation of data between the source system and the target cubes. This is the file, these are all the account, this is account column and these are all the revenue accounts, okay, from the application. This is some revenue, I guess this is a miscellaneous revenue. Now entity second and amount here. So these accounts exist in the source as well as target, but here we have to calculate commission by data by DM, okay, data management, and that also 10% of sales. The commission amount should be here. Commission amount is 10% of sales. That is 1000. And where will this commission amount go? This will get added to the sales. This is how this ticket is about. So when we're going to load this data in the smart view, In the smart view, we're going to see the following result. This rest is fine. We have to add 10% on the sales, so this amount will get increased by 10%. That means 10% of 10,000 is 1,000, so this amount will become 10,000 plus 1,000, that is 11,000. This is the ticket all about. This is a problem statement we have been given with this, and one of the sales have to be loaded with commission added on this way. So in such cases we're going to use logical account, and basically this logical account, it will act as an abstraction layer that would enable user to refer and manipulate data without directly dealing with the complexities of the underlying system's dimension structure. So we are manipulating this data, that is why we are using logical account. So they are basically used to represent generic categories or calculations. Okay, not just commission. Let's suppose you have a sales account, there is sales amount and cost amount. Then you might define a logical account called as profit, which doesn't see right now profit, gross profit is exist in my application, but I'm just giving you one example. So in case it is not there and you are provided with sales amount and cost amount, then you would define a logical account which is known as profit, and this would be the difference of sales amount and the cost amount. So whenever we have to do certain calculations, and whenever the source and the target, it is there in the source, but it is the you can say the column which we are looking for, it is not there, the member which we are doing, it is not there in the target, then we use logical account. So here data management, we have already created source and target, so we will again not create, we will use the same one, but we have to create the import format. So I'll quickly create one import format. I will make this as logic underscore IMF file 1. Here target, I have to take plan 1. Okay, why is this coming? Is the application deleted? What happened? I think it is giving some errors, so this we will continue with this ticket. I'll continue tomorrow. We are running out of time today, so this is not giving the desired structure that I'm looking for. There's some error today. We'll continue with this ticket tomorrow. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for joining. If you have any queries, write to us at www.bspsolutions.com.